Good morning and welcome to Stretch Saturday. Okay, let's get straight to it. Find a space. We'll start on Stretch Saturday. Okay, so let's go find a space. And now we're just going to start to move our arms. So moving our arms up above our heads and back down. All the way up and all the way back down. Nice, easy, calm motions. Stretch your arms up above your head. Good morning, Mark. How are you on this fine day?
Morning. Yeah, all good, thank you.
Cool. Did you get any storms yesterday by any chance?
Did I what, sorry?
Get any storms? We had some amazing thunderstorms.
No, but it's looking that way today.
Okay. So yeah, we've just about made a start. So we'll just find yourself a space. We're just going to start by bringing our arms just over our head, back down again. Just a nice swinging kind of pendulum motion. Nothing too drastic. Just nice and calm. Give yourself a bit of a stretch. Just get to the top. It's nice. Okay, we're going to move this into a sort of windmill in the arms, so bringing them forward with both of them. Nice big circles. That's it. And then start to move them backwards this time, so reverse that motion. Ooh. Just hearing a clicking or popping. As a friend of mine, Dave McConaughey, says, it sounds a bit like Rice Krispies. That's quite natural. It's just all the kind of bits that are moving around, all lactic acid moving, all the little pockets of air. Okay. Now I'm going to move both arms, one to each side, turn one palm up, and push all the way to one side, and then to the other. Really stretch and reach. All the way. And all the way. Okay, keep your arms out. We're just going to bend them at the elbows and do elbow circles. One direction and then the other. Okay, put your arms down. And now just reach your shoulders up to your ears. All the way up and all the way back down. That's it. And forwards, roll them forwards. Nice big motions. Feeling your chest compress, feeling your back expand. That's it. Nice motion. In the opposite direction. So your chest expands and your back compresses. That's it. All the way around. Okay, now we're going to move on to our torso. I'm going to start off with a twist. So again, firmly place your feet on the floor and just twist all the way to one side. See how far I can get round. And then back to the other side. And then to the other side. And back around again. That's it. Okay, now we're going to move into our hips. We're just going to do a hip flick. Flick our hips from side to side. Oh, that's it. Again, if you feel any twinges, any bits of pain or anything, as long as it's not pain, then you're free to continue. Just say thank you to your body and be noted when you move to do stretches. If you are feeling pain at any point, real pain, then do stop. That's your body's indicator saying, let's not do that. Okay, then into some pelvic tilts. So pushing your pelvis forwards and backwards. All the way forwards and back. As you're pushing it forwards, feel that stretch all the way across your front. And as you push it backwards, again, feel that stretch across your spine. Okay, and then from there, I'm going to go into some hip rotations. So nice big circles. Again, trying to see if you can get circles as big as you can. And then in the opposite direction. Nice, big, big circles. Okay, then down towards our knees. Just going to bend our knees slightly, put our hands on them, and take the knees into some circles as well. Start off in one direction. Nice, big circles, as big as you can make them. And then the opposite direction. And nice big circles. Okay, standing up. We're going to now do our ankles. So each ankle, you need to hold on to something for support or balance, do so. We're just going to rotate our ankles in one direction, or one foot. And then the opposite foot, in the opposite direction, sorry. Now I can go to the opposite foot in one direction. And in the opposite direction. That's it. Nice circles. Okay. So now we're going to move on to our hands. What we're going to do is interlock our fingers, pop our elbows together, and roll our wrists. Roll our wrists to make them go as fast as you possibly can. And slow it down. Let's go in the opposite direction. Again, try to make that go as fast as you can. You might find that one side is easier than the other. Again, proof that we do have a dominant side, but proof that we do things on one side more than the other. Why it's important for us to make sure we do both. Okay, bring those out, stretch your fingers, split your fingers out. These are great little exercises for you at your desk as well if you ever find your hands starting to tire. Put blood back into them. I'm going to flick our wrists now. Crazy day at the office.
It's my favourite one.
Yeah, Gemma's favourite one. She loves this one. Okay, palms up. Sure, she won't mind me mentioning that. And palms down. Okay, right. I'm going to finish off with our neck. Now we're nice and warmed up. So it's going to do look at the ceiling and look at the floor. Chin up, chin to the chest. Again, don't look to really force it. Just whatever the natural movement is. And looking to just like warm it up. To activate and mobilise, as you'll have learnt in your course. Okay, bring it back to neutral. Look left. And look right. Left and right. Okay, from there back into centre. Now ear down to shoulder. So try not to lift your shoulders on this one. Just to move your neck. Okay, that's it. I'll just have a quick stretch around everything, make sure it's all okay. I'm going to start our stretching routine. Again, I'm just going to do some developmental stretches, so that means we're going to hold each stretch and do them twice. We're going to hold them for about 15 seconds each. When we say hold, what we want to feel is you want to feel that it's almost to the point where it feels uncomfortable, because you've got that kind of that tense feeling that's happening across them as you're kind of putting pressure on the muscle. Do bear in mind to put pressure on the muscle, not necessarily on the joint, because we're not trying to make any injuries, but you are wanting to feel that feeling that the muscles are slightly trying to pull back together. Okay, so we're going to start off with our chest. So our chest, the pectoral muscles, start at the sternum and stretch out up into underneath the armpit, kind of as a fan shape. You can feel them if you put your hand just underneath your armpit. You can feel that's where your pectoral muscle connects in. So if you hold it there, you move your hand towards it, you should feel it gathering up across the top of your chest. So to stretch it, what we need to do is we need to pull the muscle backwards, because this is where the joint is. So we're going to put our palm against the wall, and effectively we're going to push this part of the muscle. So find a wall or a space where you can do that. Put your hand flat. What I tend to find works for myself is put the heel of my hand against the wall, and then just lean into it, and I can feel how I can stretch around about that point, keeping my arm nice and straight. We'll hold that now for 15 seconds. And release. Okay. And one more time. Find that stretch point and hold it. And release. Okay. Onto the other hand. Exactly the same again. So I'm just going to apply the palm of my hand to the wall. Turn my body into it. Find that stretch point and hold it. And release. One more time. Find that stretch point and hold it. And release. Okay. So from there, we're going to move on to our arms. So we're going to do our biceps. So remember, with our biceps, we start off at the top of our shoulder, moving just below our elbow. So that the movement of the bicep is to squeeze the arm, bring the arm up, it's to lift the arm. So if you put your hand just over the top of your bicep, you should feel as you move your hand up, you should feel the bicep start to contract and compress. So to stretch it, what we need to do is need to put more pressure to pull that bicep across. It's a very similar exercise to what we've just done. So we're going to put our keep our body more flat against our arm, but then keeping our arm flat against the wall to push against that bicep. Hopefully there's some words in there that made sense. So palm against the wall again. Turn your arm so the biceps facing forwards. Okay. Put some pressure on, and then keep your body more flat in line with your arm until you feel the pressure against your bicep. And hold it. And release. And one more time. Again, find that stretch point and hold it. And release. Okay. Other arm. Same again. Heel of the hand moving forwards, bicep facing forwards. Find a stretch point and hold it. And release. One more time. Find a stretch point and hold it. And release. Okay. From there, we're going to move on to our triceps. So that's the muscle down the back of our arm, pretty much again below the shoulder, so origin above the shoulder, ankles below the elbow. And the idea of the tricep is it moves your hand down. So you're moving your body away. So again, if you just put your hand over the top of your tricep, as you pull your arm down, you should feel the shape of it start changing. In fact, it's got like a horseshoe shape. You should find underneath your fingers, you can almost feel the groove of where the horseshoe is. You feel that?
I think so.
Cool.
Yes.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Right. So that horseshoe, when we put it into that position, that's its maximum compression point. So what we want to stretch it is to bring it as close as we can. So we've got this nice stretch. Now, to get more leverage, we put that above our head. We can put almost like reach down our back, pop our hand over our elbow, and just push. And what you should feel is there's like a stretch point across here. So if you try that, find that stretch point. So if you push down on your elbow, you'll find you get a little bit more leverage.
Mine's going to look a bit strange because I've got my shoulder injury.
Oh, yes. No worries. Cool. So as long as you've found that stretch point, just hold it for a moment. Or 15 seconds. And release. And again, find that stretch point. And hold it. And release. Okay. Now we're going to move on to the arm. I think you've disconnected there, Mark. So you can find that stretch point and hold it. And release. Find that stretch point and hold it. And release. Okay. Right, we'll give Mark 10 seconds to come back. And we'll move on. Yeah, that's working. Okay. So Mark, I'm assuming you might pick up all this on the recording when I finish off, so we'll continue on. And for everybody else who's watching, again, technical issues, these happen from time to time. Okay, so we're going to do our back now. We're looking for a couple of stretches. Now, the main thing we're looking for here is really stretch out some of those great big muscles, like, for example, the big lat muscles we've got running down each side of our spine. So for this one, we're going to do two stretches. The first one is we're going to reach up, hold onto our hand with one arm, and we're just going to pull ourselves up to the side. So we'll feel that stretch all the way down our side, and hold it. And release. And one more time, again, grab hold of your wrist, pull yourself over, and hold it. And release. And we'll do exactly the same on the other side. So reach up, hand around your wrist, and pull yourself over to the side. And release. And again, hand over, put yourself down. Release. Okay. The next one I've heard some people describe as being a swimmer's stretch, so it looks like a diving. Welcome back, Mark.
I don't know if that was me or you were in there, but it just completely froze and then went.
Gotta love it. So I was just saying, we've just done the stretching to the side. So if you reach up, hold onto your wrist, pull yourself over, feel the stretch down your back and down your side, and hold it. Okay, and then stretch up one more time, all the way over, And release. Okay, then we'll do the other side. So you reach up, go hold your wrist, pull it over. And release. And then one more time. All the way over. And release, okay. And then from there, we're into the next stretch, which I've heard some people call like a swimmer's stretch or a diving stretch, because it looks like you're diving. So again, we're going to bring it both our hands up, bring ourselves forwards, and try and reach as far down as you can. All the way down. So feel that stretch all the way down your spine, probably into your hamstrings and your glutes and your quad calves as well. Hold it.
Keeping legs straight.
You can if you can, yeah. If you have to put a slight bend in, do a slight bend, but you try and keep as straight as you can. And release. And then back over again. So all the way down. See if you can go a little bit further this time. And release. Okay. Right, so now we're going to move on to shoulders. So if you're working with your shoulder range, just be careful with this one. Key things with these, keep your shoulders down. So bring your arm across your body. And as you do that, bring your hand underneath. And either just pull your hand in, or I find it easier if I just hug my arm or pull my arms. What we're looking for is that stretch across your shoulder. Once you've found it, hold it. And release. And again, all the way over. Look up shoulders and the top of the shoulders. Find that stretch point, hold it. And release. And same on the other side again, for that top of the shoulder. So bring your arm down, nice and flat. Pull it into your body. And find that stretch point, hold it. And release. And one more time, all the way across our body. Hold it. And release. Okay, shake our shoulders off. Okay, so that's all the upper body kind of done. Now we're going to move into the lower body. We're going to start off with our quads. So our quads are like our triceps really. So they kind of go from the outside of the leg, up from the hip, all the way down to your knee. And the whole idea of your quad is it allows you to pull your leg back down. So just like your tricep, it's that kind of pulling motion. Yeah, you just put your fingers over the top of it, squeeze your quad up, and pull it down. Again, you should feel that muscle kind of contract when it's in that fully extended position. So for us to stretch it, we need to do the opposite, and that is to pull the leg up towards our bottom to get the maximum stretch across your leg. If you need to balance with something, then do so, grab hold of something. Also, for some people, I find that actually just pulling the leg with the heel up to the bottom doesn't give them a good stretch. So if you just bend into it slightly, you'll find you get a bit more of a stretch. So find your stretch point and hold it. And release. And once more time, bring your foot up. Find that stretch point and hold it. And release. Okay, onto the other leg. Exactly the same again. So find your stretch point and hold it. And release. more time. Find that stretch point. Hold it. And release. Okay. So that's done our quads. Next one we're going to look at is stretching our hamstrings and our calves. So if you can imagine on both of these, the hamstring is responsible for pulling your leg up, so very similar to a bicep. So again, if you just put your fingers just underneath your back of your leg, as you pull your lower leg up, you should feel your hamstring start to compress. So what we're going to do is that we can do what's known as a runner's stretch. You put one foot forwards, bend your back leg, pull your toes up, and if you run your hand just above your knee on the leg that you've got with your toes bent up, you'll be able to apply a little bit of pressure and feel a stretch on the back of your hamstring and your calf. If you found that, hold it. And release. And going down again. So pull the toes up. A little bit of pressure. Hold it. And release. Okay, same with the other side. So pulling the toes up. A little bit of pressure just above the knee. And hold it. And release. And one more time. Hold it. And release. Okay. Right, now we're going to head to the ground. We've got two stretches to do. No, probably about 3 stretches to do here. The first one, going to lay out on the ground with the arms out like a T shape. What we're going to do is keep your shoulders on the ground at all time. We're going to choose one of your legs and bring it up over the top of the other leg, and then try and hook the foot under your knee. Don't worry if you can't quite get it under your knee. I can't get under my knee, it's just slightly down towards my calf, but it still works. And then from there, I want you to continue that movement to try to get your knee as close to the ground as you can, but without raising your shoulders off the floor. And what you should feel is a big stretch all the way through your glutes, all the way through your chest. Find that stretch and hold it. And release. And then once again, same leg, same direction. We're going to try and push that knee back down. Hold it when you find that stretch point. And release. Okay. Put that leg straight. Take your other leg. Again, bend it and put your foot under your knee. And then push that knee down towards the ground. And when you find your stretch point, we're going to hold it. And release. One more time. All the way down. Hold it. And release. Okay. Alright. So now we're going to go into a prone position, so lay flat on our stomachs. We're going to put our hands underneath our shoulders. And what I like to do is push up, but keeping our hips on the ground and look up at the ceiling. Feel a nice stretch down the front of your body. And from there, we're going to bring our hips off the ground, push our hips backwards. Again, not moving our hands. And then try and lay our bodies as close to the ground as we can to what's known as child's pose. you need to open your legs slightly to get your hips displayed, and do so. I'm going to hold that for a moment. Okay. And then from there, I'm going to reverse that motion back into prone position, flat on the ground. So your hands are beneath your shoulders. Push up again, keep your hips on the ground. Look up at the ceiling. And feel that stretch. And then again, lift the hips up. Pushing your body backwards. Hands still on the ground. Body as close to the ground as you can get it. And hold it. Okay. Right. We'll do a couple more. So let's get ourselves onto all fours. I'm going to do one that Dave nicknamed as being the angry cat and cow pose. So we're going to pretend there's a piece of string running through our belly button, and as we pull the piece of string up to pull our belly button towards the ceiling, we're going to arch our back and tuck our head up underneath. I feel that stretch across our back. Now I'm going to invert it and pull that piece of string down towards the floor. Raise our heads at the same time, so we feel our back compress and the front of our body stretch. And once again, we're going to pull the string up towards the ceiling, tuck our heads under, and the opposite, pull our string towards the floor, pulling our stomach towards the floor, pull our head up. Okay. Now back into a neutral position. We're going to do one that looks like the Superman. So we're going to push out one leg, and you're going to put the opposite arm out. So if you're using your left leg, you should have your right arm up. I want you to point your fingers and point your toes and try and stretch your body out to be as long as you can. Pretend you're trying to grab both sides of the room. So make yourself as long as you possibly can. Okay, and switch that to the other side. So this will be your right leg and your left arm if you do it that way. And then stretch out, point your toes, point your fingers as big as you possibly can make yourself. And then one more time, opposite sides. Again, push your fingers, push your toes, tall as you can make yourself. And then the other side. That's it. Right. Now if I stand up, shake everything off, and grab yourself some water. And that's the end of a Stretch Saturday for today. Have a super day ahead. Hope you're going to enjoy whatever it is that you're doing, whether you manage to get away for the weekend or whether you are going to have a bit of a coronation party or something, or whatever it may be.
I did book it in the end, so we are going later.
Fantastic. I'll have a super trip.
Thanks. I'll see you next week.
Will do. Bye for now.
Cheers, Martin. Thanks a lot. Bye.
You're welcome.